Hey everybody, welcome to Board Game Heaven. My name is Raymond, and in this video I'll be taking a look at the card game Poule Poule by Charles Brossard, illustrated by Pauline Berdahl and published by Oka Luda. This is a quick memory card game with a very fun theme. I'll open up the box first and show you what's inside. Then I'll set up the game and explain the rules, and finally I'll give you my final thoughts. So let's take a quick look at the box. It's a nice little red box with the chicken, the fox and a dog and a whole bunch of eggs. And on the back there's a little bit of information in French and English about how the game plays, and that the rules are available on the website in several languages. Inside the box we have two leaflets. Depending on where you buy the game, you'll have a leaflet in your language. This is the English rules leaflet. Explains the game. Has some extra rules for the extra cards and some variants. So we have that. This is the same in French. You get a punch board with these egg tokens on it. I've kept two intact and they come in different colors, and I punched the rest, and they can be used for keeping score. And of course the rest of the game is cards, because this is a card game and you get cards in all kinds of different colors on the backs, and you have the egg, the chicken, the fox, and a whole bunch of other cards. There's the ostrich egg, the rooster, the farmer, the duck, the dog, the fox in disguise, the worm, some extra eggs, and you get 4 blank cards so you can draw and create your own characters. So what's this all about? Well, let me first set up a game and then I'll explain the rules. The setup for Poule Poule is very simple. You take all 10 of the fox cards, all 10 of the hen cards, 15 from the 19 egg cards. You simply set these 4 egg cards aside and you shuffle all of those together. All of the other cards are optional cards that add extra rules to the game, which I will explain in a bit. So you can choose to add several or even all of them to the game to make it more challenging. Keep your victory point egg tokens nearby and appoint one of the players to be the Poule Poule master for the first round. And then you're ready to play. During a round of Poule Poule, the Poule Poule master will start flipping over cards, revealing them and then stacking all those cards on top of each other. The idea is that all the other players are going to count the number of eggs, and as soon as you count up to 5 eggs, you can slap your hand on the revealed stack and then declare that you have counted 5 eggs. But of course it's not that simple, because every time a hen comes along and there are already eggs revealed, a hen will sit on one available egg, making it unavailable again. But whenever a fox comes along, it will chase away any hens that are already revealed and making that egg available again. So the trick is to keep count of all of that that's going on. So let's play an example. The Poule Poule master will start drawing cards. So there's a chicken, but since there are no eggs, the hen simply leaves. Next there's an egg, so we now have 1 available egg. Here's another hen. She will sit on the egg, making it unavailable, but it's still there. Next, the fox shows up, chasing the hen away, making the egg available again. So then there's another egg, so we now have 2 available eggs. But there's another hen. She sits on one of the eggs and we have 1 egg available. But there's another fox, so we now have 2 eggs available. 3 eggs. There's another fox, but there's no hen to chase, so he simply leaves. But there's a new hen. She sits on the egg. But there's another fox. The hen goes away again. This is the 4th egg, if I counted correctly, and the 5th. So at that point, if a player kept count correctly, they could slap their hand on this deck and say, I counted 5 eggs. If that claim goes unchallenged, then that player will score 1 point. But any number of other players may challenge that claim and demand for a count. And in that case, the Poule Poule master will take this stack, flip it over, and start revealing cards in slow motion. So we first had a hen, but there weren't any eggs, so the hen leaves. Second card was an egg, so he puts that one aside. Then there was another hen who sits on the egg. Then there was a fox who chased the hen away. So you can then take those cards and put them aside. Then there was another egg. Then there was another hen, another fox, another egg, another fox, but there weren't any hens, so it simply leaves. Another hen, another fox, another egg, and finally the fifth egg. So the player to call it was actually correct and gains 1 victory point. If that player wasn't correct, then all the players challenging that player score a victory point, and the player that called it gets none. If, however, a challenging player is wrong and they have victory points, then they lose 1 point. And in the standard rules, you can never go below 0 points. After a round is over, you collect all the cards, shuffle them again, and the next player becomes the Poule Poule master. And the game ends whenever one of the player manages to collect 3 points. In a 2-player mode, there is no Poule Poule master, and players simply share the deck of cards and take turns adding cards to the stack. The game comes with several additional cards that add new rules to the game to make it even more challenging. You can add one or both of these dog cards to the deck, and when the dog appears, he will hunt the next fox and leave with him, thus avoiding it from hunting a hen that's sitting on an egg. If you add Roger the farmer to the deck, you also add the 4 remaining egg cards to the deck, and when the farmer appears, he picks up all the available eggs and leaves. The eggs collected by the farmer will then no longer be considered available for the rest of the round. You can add one or both of these foxes disguised as a hen cards, and then you remove 1 or 2 of the regular fox cards, and he has the same effect as the fox, but he's not spotted by the dog. You can add 1 or 2 of these duck cards, and the duck has no effect, but when it comes out, all players must say quack at the first duck and quack quack at the second one. And the Poule Poule master is free to decide what to do with those who didn't follow the rule. You can add Rico the rooster to the deck, and whenever he appears, he puts an end to the round. And the first player to hit the stack must announce the exact number of available eggs present at that time. And as usual, other players can then challenge that player and request a slow motion. If you add the ostrich egg to the game, that egg counts as 2 eggs, but given its size, a hen cannot sit on it. However, if Roger the farmer is also in the stack, he will happily pick up that egg if he appears. You can also add 1 or 2 of these earthworm cards, and when the earthworm appears, the next hen that appears will chase the worm and not sit on an egg. Finally, there are 4 blank cards in the game on which you can draw your own creature or object and make your own rule for it. The rules also have several variants to add to the rules, such as the hungry duck, where the duck eats an earthworm already in play. Irresistible Rico, which means when the rooster appears, all the hens get off their eggs and chase him, which means the number of available eggs may suddenly be a lot higher. You can rule that Roger the farmer does not pick up the ostrich eggs. You can rule that you need to have exactly 5 eggs or you don't score a point. So for example, if due to an ostrich egg all of a sudden there's 6 available eggs, then you need to wait until a hen comes along to sit on an available egg, so the total number is 5 again. You can also rule that you can actually lose points beyond 0 by flipping over these scoring points, or you can use the green egg as a rotten egg. And of course there's the director's cut, where you simply add all of the cards and all the rules. And that's how you play Poule Poule. Let's go to my final thoughts. So my final thoughts on Poule Poule by Oka Luda. Let's start with the presentation. So the game quality is quite good. The game comes in a compact box that's just big enough to hold the deck of cards and the tokens and the rules. The cards themselves are of a nice thickness. They have a glossy, smooth finish. And the cardboard tokens are also of a decent thickness and quality. So that is all very nice. The illustrations are amazing. I really like the fun, comical illustrations by Pauline Berdal. And this is the same artist who also did the illustrations for another game by Oka Luda called Kami, which I have also recently reviewed, which is in a completely different art style. So that's quite impressive as well, but I really also like this style. It's very cartoony, so that is also getting a thumbs up from me. The theme is okay. It's about a film festival where a movie about farm animals is being showed and the film reels are messed up and you'll have to figure out the correct order. I guess that's the story behind this game. But doesn't really matter. I mean, it's a game of memory and you need to remember how many times you've seen an egg that is not occupied by a hen. And then, you know, there's the fox chasing the hen away, and then there's the dog chasing the fox away. So I think the farm animal theme does work very well for this game. So even though it doesn't really have an impact on gameplay, I did rather enjoy that. So theme for me is definitely a thumbs up. The gameplay is quick, it's easy. It is, of course, challenging to remember all of these cards, especially if you add more of the cards to the game. So most of these cards are optional. So you've got the egg, the hen, and the fox in the very basic game. But then you can add the dog, and the rooster, and the farmer, etc. And that makes for a much more challenging game. So I found that very amusing. It's a quick little filler game that doesn't overstay its welcome, so also a thumbs up. Replayability is basically as long as you want to keep playing this. It's so simple and quick, and like I said, doesn't overstay its welcome. So if you've played a couple of rounds and there's a winner who's won 3 points, you might just as well play again if you're still enjoying the game. On the other hand, it is a relatively simple game. So after a couple of rounds, when finally one of the players wins 3 times, you might think, okay, that's enough, let's play another game. So it's really, your miles may vary. It's kind of what kind of player are you, and do you enjoy these types of memory games? Finally, the game is 100% language independent. My copy came with an English and a French leaflet of rules, but you can also find the Dutch, German, Italian, and Spanish rules online at the Oka Luda website. The game itself has no text on it whatsoever, so that is absolutely 2 thumbs up for me. So in the end, I found this a very enjoyable, quick memory filler game, so I'm giving this a thumbs up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, also please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you hit the bell icon, you'll also get notified whenever I upload a new video. Also, consider becoming a Patreon. I have a Patreon website. The link is at the end of this video. That is very much appreciated, and I'll see you next time on Board Game Heaven.